Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Game 2 of our Division II Sectional Championship doubleheader here from the Thunderdome, about to go down. Two of the top 3 seeds in the entire district about to go toe-to-toe to determine a sectional champion, as we've got Mansfield Senior, the number 3 seed, heading off the court, taking on these girls down here, the top-seeded Lady Truckers, and it's all coming your way, live and free. Next.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to Milan, Ohio for our pregame show presented by Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right and done on time. Brian Skowronski here with the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, and I already touched on it, Joe, but this is such an unusual scenario. The number 1 seed and the number 3 seed meeting before even a district semifinal. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, you have two teams that are high-quality teams that have had great seasons. Norwalk, 19-3, but finished second in their league behind Bellevue. Bellevue beat them twice, and then they also lost to Margaretta. And you have Mansfield Senior, who won the Ohio Cardinal Conference, I think the first in a long time.
First ever.
You have two teams that have had great regular seasons. They're come with a lot of confidence. It'll be interesting tonight. Norwalk took the bye. Mansfield played crosstown rival Madison, won by 20. So it'll be interesting to see if Norwalk comes out with any kind of tournament jitters and if Mansfield comes out with a lot of confidence.
Let's take a deeper look into Mansfield Senior season so far up to this point in our team spotlight. And you see them by the numbers, Joe. They average more than 50 points per game. They're shooting better than 30% from three-point range and looking for back-to-back sectional championships, something that hasn't happened around here since the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, as with any team that's a top seed, they have good balance. So in their victory over Madison, Kaya Wentz, a senior, came in and scored 19 points and made 5 threes in the first half. And then they also have a first-team District 6 player in Kirsten Bradley, who's averaging 12 points a game and almost just over 5 rebounds a game. And then they also have a special player and a junior, Manita Hillary. She was an honorable mention District 6. So there's some players in this game for Mansfield Senior that can make an impact.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Manetta. She's going to be our featured player spotlight tonight, over 10 points per contest, but she's got the best handles, in my opinion, in North Central Ohio. She's been starting since she was a freshman, so though she's a junior, Joe, this girl, I mean, you want to talk about a veteran. She's played in well over 50 games during her time with the Tigers.
She's had great experience and what you expect. I mean, she had 9 points against Madison. And you would probably expect she's going to play a bigger role in this game tonight.
And on the other side, for the top-seeded Truckers, who check in with 19 wins on the season, that is a program record, Mr. Balogh. They have never tasted this kind of success, although, as you mentioned, Bellevue upsetting them at the end of the year prevented them from getting the SBC championship, but still looking for more to add on top of those 19 wins with a big win here.
And they have the District Player of the Year in Brooklyn Davis that comes in averaging 11 points a game. And then they also have another player named Abby Coney who averages over 12 a game and almost 6 rebounds and shoots 75% from the free throw line. And as we saw in the first game, the free throw line was the difference tonight, that Shelby outscored Port Clinton by 10 from the free throw line. So anytime you have a 75% free throw shooter, Norwalk going to probably try to get Abby to the line a lot tonight.
And she is our featured player spotlight tonight. So many big numbers for her, the leading scorer on the team and the second leading rebounder. She has been awesome as just a sophomore. Expecting big things from her here tonight, as we're just a couple of minutes away from tip-off tonight, as both teams out on the floor getting ready for the starting lineups, Joe. And for your team coming into the tournament, you just got to watch the first game. You've kind of shaken off some of the jitters if you're the Tigers getting ready for the second tournament game. I guess what are you telling your guys at this point, if you're the coaching staff, to let them know, hey, we want to make sure that you're locked in right away the first 3 minutes? Coaches say it all the time. Pretty important.
Yeah, and I think as we interviewed Eve Swemley after the first game, that was an emphasis with them. They wanted to they wanted to come out that first 3 minutes and let Port Clinton know that they were here. And I think that's what both teams are going to look to try to do tonight is I guess you use a term, you want them to feel you. So if you're Norwalk, you want to let Mansfield Senior know you're here. If you're Mansfield Senior, you want to let Norwalk, hey, you're in for a ball game tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out in that first 3 minutes.
Yeah, it usually goes a long way to telling the tale of the ball game, as both these teams come in with a lot of momentum. Tigers, first time ever as champions of the OCC this year, and they had to knock off West Holmes not once but twice in order to do it. So that was quite the feat for the Lady Tigers in getting to this point, where after they ran through Madison, get a shot at the #1 seed in Norwalk. Be the Lady Tigers who are going to be introduced first. And Kiana Myers not in the building here tonight, Joe. A first-team all-district performer as a freshman, and she wasn't available against Madison either, so I haven't heard why she's not available, but we know that that's a big hole in the lineup.
That's a big hole because she's, I think early in the year when we did, our Coach B's ballers and tried to pick out the top girls players in the area, she was mentioned as being one of the best and being only a freshman.
So we'll see how they're able to overcome the loss of Kiana.
Well, I think one of the big things was that Kaya Wentz came off the bench the other night and stepped up and was huge for him. And I think Kaya was a starter maybe earlier in the season and has taken on that role of being the spark. So I'm sure her play tonight is going to be important to Mansfield Senior's success.
And our key to victory, well, actually, it's really just mine, Joe. I came up with this one, so I'll break it down and you tell me what you think about it. For Mansfield Senior, just a multi-dimensional attack. This is a team that's got some great guard play. They have some girls that can play inside and outside. If they can force Norwalk to try to pick and choose who do we key on right now, because a lot of different girls are scoring, I think it could be a good night for them.
Yeah, I mean, senior highs, their girls are similar to their guys, as usually they have really good depth. And it's just, you're not just picking out one or two people to have to defend. You got to pick out 3, 4, or maybe even 5. So the senior high balance has been a key to their success this season. Will be a key to their success tonight.
They're being announced right now, going back and forth. Now here is one of the sophomores for Norwalk who's going to be in the starting lineup. They have a couple. So a very bright future for these Lady Truckers. And there's Monetta Hillary. Take a look at our key to victory now for the Lady Truckers. And I just feel like for them to be successful against this Mansfield Senior team, you got to take over the lane. You've got the size. You've got the district player of the year playing in the paint for you, Joe. So if they can clog things up and be the more aggressive, better team in the paint, I think we'll see the Truckers rolling on into the districts.
I mean, just looking at Norwalk on the floor, they've got really good size. So it'll be interesting to see how that size comes into play tonight if Mansfield Senior can kind of keep them out of the paint. And, of course, rebounding has usually been a key. So typically the team that rebounds the ball better is the team that's going to come out of here with the victory.
So the Truckers, after taking the bye in the opening round, getting set to make their tournament debut tonight. Going toe-to-toe with a squad who was sectional champions a season ago for the first time in more than 20 years. And we are expecting fireworks in this one. Two great teams having sensational seasons. And we are officially underway. Tip back tapped and won by Norwalk.
Senior high starting out in a man-to-man defense in typical senior high fashion, being really aggressive on the basketball.
Lady Tigers have done an awesome job so far this season of winning the turnover battle. Almost every single game they have done that so far this season.
Big dish.
But they'll give up the first points of the night. Clean dish, as Joe said, and Davis, the senior, putting it away as she's done all year.
And Norwalk's starting out in a kind of the same thing Shelby did, a 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone look. And a deep three here.
That'll take you out of your zone real quick. Kirsten Bradley, honey dipping from deep.
Yeah, that was a deep three.
That's what Kirsten can provide. No answer back the other way, but an offensive rebound for Brooklyn. Koenig with the up fake, steps in, and she's going to get fouled. And I think it's going to be on the floor. Let's take a second look at that deep three. Nice skip pass, though, by Daisy Manns to set this up, but that's about 6 feet beyond the arc, Joe.
That was a deep three. 2 shots on this, they called.
So it's going to put Koenig at the line, the sophomore, leading scorer for the Norwalk Lady Truckers this season. Ties things up here in the early goings.
As we said, Abby shoots 75% from the free throw line, so she's a very good free throw shooter. And knocks both of them down here.
Here's Hillary, a little rocker. Nice defense played there by Smith. Bradley, same spot, Alexa drive this time. The runner, too strong. Koenig with the board.
Good box out by Koenig on the backside.
And the first turnover here for the Lady Truckers. Bradley coming away with it, lobbing it. Now here's Annalise Norris going to work, spins inside, puts up a tough shot, contested. Brooklyn with the rebound. Now Norwalk taking their time, trying to dissect. And just off target there. More free throws coming up here for the Lady Truckers as Kylie Moser was able to blow by Hillary, and then the second wave picking up the foul there. Bradley thought she went straight up.
Well, Norwalk just kind of cleared that side out, set a side ball screen, and Moser just refused the screen and attacked it on the baseline side.
Truckers remain perfect at the charity stripe, 3 for 3. As Kaya Wentz, our MVP the other night in the city game round 3, checks in, the senior off the bench. And here comes Kaya. Norris got a good look, uses the backboard. So Annalise Norris, the sophomore, into the scoring column.
So Senior High showing full court pressure and create a turnover situation.
So the Tigers with their second takeaway here in the early portion of the first. Couple minutes gone by.
I mean, good sprint back by Norwalk in defensive transition to sprint and get a deflection from behind. Mansfield Senior with the ball baseline out of bounds. So in this possession now, out of bounds, Norwalk goes man-to-man.
Really tough shot there by Hillary.
Tough shot.
And that one not saved back in bounds. Second look on our Steak and Shake replay.
You know, Norwalk looking to grab the ball off the defensive boards and push it in transition. So both teams looking to play a little faster. Again, here's that side ball screen action.
Leads the Brooklyn. Davis getting the friendly hop.
Brooklyn Davis showing to be a force inside. First basket was off penetration and dish. This basket was her catching it at about 15 feet and driving it to about 10 feet.
They've utilized Norris a lot here from the high post. They're going to have to. Here she is again, spinning inside. Created some space. So Norris, a couple buckets now for the Lady Tigers, who pulled back within one. Koenig, though, straight to the rack, rolls off the rim. Quick hesitation. Kaya with the acceleration. And a reach in on Daisy Manns. Good move by Kaya, and we've seen her make that runner the last 3 seasons at Senior High. Couldn't connect on this one.
And you can see the coaching staff for Senior High, anytime they grab a defensive rebound. Their coaching staff is wanting to really push the basketball. So again, here's Senior High in a 2-2-1, three-quarter court press.
Wentz playing up top, applying the pressure.
I mean, a big emphasis by Senior High, wanting pressure on the basketball.
And Hillary catches a piece of that out of the hands of Moser.
And the go-to play for Norwalk right now is they enter the ball to the wing, they've cleared that side out, and have the post players set a side ball screen, and they've looked to really use it there.
High off the glass for Davis.
But the other emphasis is let's get the ball inside to Brooklyn Davis, and she's shown to be a force here early in the basketball game.
She is a bona fide stud, proving it.
She's the player of the year in the district. You can see right now there's a reason why coaches voted her as the player of the year.
Got a jump ball. A lot of that created by Brooklyn in the defense, just never allowed anything to get going towards the basket. And, you know, I stand corrected, Joe. That is young Kiana Myers out there, number 1. So she is in the building. I didn't notice her during pregame.
She must have just have shown up.
I think she did. So Kai, as I've come to know her, instantly creating some offense. But actually the foul's going to go against her.
No, it wasn't a foul. They just called a travel. She tried to hop through the screen, or tried to hop through into the lane and took an extra step. So, yeah, I don't think she warmed up. I think she just has come in and they put her right into the game. So now Senior High goes from their man-to-man. They go to a 2-3 zone, probably trying to limit the touches of Brooklyn Davis inside.
Tough loop pass right there, and it's knocked out of bounds. Molman tried to thread the needle, but Lady Truckers going to hang on to it after Wentz got a piece. Tigers in a 3-2. Davis somehow able to find some space, but a great block by Annalise Norris. Wentz stripped, trying to recover. And she's going to pick up the personal in the process. And Kaya Wentz, usually such a great ball handler. That time, you see Koenig get a piece of it, and it draws the foul. That's the 4th already on the Tigers.
Yeah, that could play a big key here. Norwalk has no fouls. Mansfield Senior has 4. And as we've already seen, Norwalk very effective from the free throw line, 4 for 4 right now.
And speaking of effective, how about Davis getting in low on the block, cleans up her own miss. Largest lead of the night.
Davis, 8 points here in the first quarter. Again, showing why she's a go-to player for the Norwalk Truckers.
Traveling violation. They say Hillary moved both feet, and now she'll move both feet over to the sideline as she checks out in favor of Daisy Mans. She's got Kenzie Smith with her assignment.
So Senior High, again, they've changed from man-to-man defense to 2-3 zone. But Davis, as we saw in the last possession, was still pretty effective. Well, now it looks like they might be matched. Well, they're just kind of trying to match up out of this 2-3 zone. Good entry to the high post.
But the ball lost by Kylie on the way to the rack. So here comes Kirsten Bradley, a little head of steam cut off. And a tough pass, Wentz. Over and back. Tough break here for Mansfield Senior, as it looked like there was a little bit of contact. Of course, Koenig initiating some there, and then there's Summer Molman.
You know, a lot of times when you see a team play zone, they're in a zone to kind of slow things down. Norwalk just being very aggressive in the top of this zone and forces Senior High into some turnovers. Good luck to the high post.
And nothing but the bottom for Moser.
You saw in the last possession, Moser was able to catch it in the high post also. So that they've been effective of putting the ball there into the high post and then also putting it in the low post to Brooklyn Davis.
Impressive start for the Lady Truckers. Got TY doubled up here. $1:20 to go in the opening quarter. Mans rips through. Has to come back out top to Kaya. And just a really careless entry pass is going to be picked off to Saya Smith, the sophomore. And there's a foul.
This is going to be the 5th foul.
And there wasn't a lot of contact there, but enough to earn the whistle. So the Tigers just one more foul to give and a long way to go, Joe.
Yep.
9 minutes in this half.
This could be key in the first half is Norwalk's ability if they can get to the free throw line first and then get there often.
Strong take. Norris picks up another personal. And there's free throws on the way here for Kylie. And Annalise pleading her case as she just picked up her 2nd. And you look at the foul situation, Joe, now it's at 6-0. So really tough bind for the Lady Tigers. I believe that's the first miss, though, from the free throw line for Norwalk.
They were 4 for 4 until that miss by Mosier. And she misses the 2nd one.
Norris able to collect, but right back Koenig. Snuck a paw in there. Free throw jumper, good. Kenzie Smith.
And you really got to like how aggressive both teams, but Norwalk really being aggressive in this zone. And they've done a good job right now pushing Mansfield Senior out.
And that's going to be the first Lady Trucker foul of the entire first quarter. Bradley pushing the issue. You saw her split the double team, and sometimes that's what you need your big-time players to do as she's heading to the free throw line.
Well, to be effective offensive against the zone, you got to be able to get ball reversal, and then you got to be able to attack gaps. So in that case, Bradley does a good job of kind of showing a pass fake, which is good against the zone, and then attacking that gap and creating a situation where she got fouled.
Kirsten's had a dynamic junior season. One of the top statistical leaders in a lot of categories for the Tigers, but she comes up empty at the free throw line.
Well, I would anticipate Norwalk that you're going to try to look for the last shot, but as soon as I say that, they turned it over. So right now I have Senior High with 5 turnovers, Norwalk with 4. Now you're going to assume that Senior High is going to get the last shot here of the first quarter.
Bradley made one from about this distance earlier, just off target that time. As the Truckers send it ahead, Kai gets a hand in there, and here comes Myers. Down to 3 seconds, Kiana Myers got to shoot it, but it's going to be tipped away, and that's how the first quarter will end. Back and forth, but Norwalk with a late push to go on top by 9.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
So as we begin second quarter action, it's going to be Norwalk Lady Trucker basketball, and already they've swelled their cushion up to 9 points. Mansfield got off to a pretty good start, but then it was all Norwalk after that. I'm Brian. The Hall of Famer Joe Balogh is joining me here tonight for round 2 of our double session here at Edison High School inside the Thunderdome. The winner moving on to take on the 4-seeded Lady Whippets, who took care of business against Port Clinton, and that's a tough shot right there, contested by Kenzie Smith, and the Tigers force a one and done. Kyle Wentz, quick trigger. And now the Truckers pushing back the other way. Almost a travel, but Koenig force it up. Wow, real lucky that Annalise Norris didn't get her third, but Norwalk with the third opportunity gets it home.
Kylie Mosier's played really well here at the first part of this basketball game. They're getting the offensive glass and getting a putback. Again, Norwalk's aggressiveness in the half court.
Tigers gave it away, but then they get it right back as they lob it in. Norris, the kick out. Bradley forced off her line, and she's going to be fouled and head to the free throw line. I love the help side defense so far, though, from these Lady Truckers, Joe, because the Tigers, I've seen them several times this year. They typically can attack the gaps. They get some open looks. They can lay it off for some open shooters. Has not been the case so far in this.
Well, and the officials are kind of letting them play, too. There's a lot of contact on those drives, so on those drives, as they get into the gaps, they're getting pushed off spots. They're not just able to get into the gap cleanly.
Bradley now 1 for 3 in her trips to the free throw line tonight. And she's a perfect 2 for 2 on this trip, so it's back down to a 9-point lead here for Norwalk, and the defensive energy and pressure starting to pick up here for the Tigers. Brooklyn Davis missing in tight. Last touch, though, by T.Y. And I think that's the right call. Norris looked like she was able to get a paw on it. So Lady Truckers off the inbound, get it in here to Moser. Back into the hands now of Kenzie Smith. 3 ball on the way, too strong. Bradley with the board.
Again, where Norwalk's hurt Mansfield Senior a little bit is they've hurt him in that post with Davis in the low post and Mosier in the high post. Mosier made a nice catch and a kick out there. Called glass on that one.
I think I heard it too, Joe. A big 3 falls right there from Daisy Mann's tough angle.
But again, Norwalk looking to push the ball in transition. Davis misses one right at the rim. Good defensive rebound by Mansfield.
Take another look at this 3 ball that I think we heard it there. Yeah, glass.
Yeah.
Much needed for the Tigers.
Yep, big basket there. You got to, sometimes in tournament play you got to be a little bit lucky, and that shot's a little bit lucky, but you'll take it here in the tournament.
Here's Myers, squares up, goes to work, and looked like dribbled off of a Norwalk Trucker leg. So we'll take a second look on the stick and shake replay.
Yep, I think so.
Off of Emily Koenig, the senior. And the runner just a little bit off target that time. Tie up. Possession arrow is going to keep it down here with TY. Good battle for the basketball there. Looks like Myers just out of sorts, of course, and with no warm-up, Joe, how could you really be completely locked in? Though a break here for the Tigers, that's going to be a traveling violation.
I mean, Mansfield turned it over, but you can't roll over with the basketball. So Davis diving on the floor, good effort, but rolls over, so they turn it right back over. But both teams playing extremely hard here in the first half.
Mansfield very much within striking distance, though offensively they have not been able to get any type of continuity going.
Well, the top of this 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone's done a good job of pushing Mansfield Senior outside.
But how about Manetta Hillary? Strike from outside, and it's just a one-possession game just like that.
And that was not a wide open 3. That was a pretty well contested 3 by the Truckers.
Oh, and now a foul's going to go against Kaya Wentz.
That'll be her second, I believe.
Got it as the first on Kaya on the big board here, but more importantly, that's the 7th against the Lady Tigers, so bonus action from here on out here for Norwalk with 4:47 remaining.
I mean, Norwalk started the game 4 for 4 from the line. They've missed their last 3 here. You know, if you're in this situation where you're going to be able to get to the line for the next 4:47 in the first half, you got to take advantage of it.
And the senior Koenig comes through on the second. Tigers have been getting some nice shot making here as of late. Mans with the 3. Hillary hit one. We'll see if Daisy can line up a second. She will. Bottoms up from the corner. And a timeout taken by the Lady Truckers as the Tigers have come roaring back into this game after it looked like Norwalk might just roll to a big lead here, Joe.
Well, Mansfield has 6 field goals. 4 of those are threes. And the last 3 in a row have been threes. And it all started with that bank 3 that we saw. So good timeout here by Norwalk. Try to settle them down a little bit. But where Mansfield Senior's been effective against that zone is when they've been able to put the ball into the high post to Norris, and she's either looked to score. She's had 2 baskets out of that, but then just on that last play, she did a really good job of kicking it out to an open shooter, which against that 3-2, 1-2-2 zone look, the corners are going to be open, and that was where Mansfield Senior found that open 3. So dead ball situation coming out of the timeout here. It looks like Mansfield Senior is going to pick up full court pressure. Looks like 2-2-1, you know, in the 3-quarter court. And might be man-to-man. They're matching up man-to-man out of this. So it'll be interesting to see how Norwalk handles this man-to-man full court pressure.
I think the Tigers kind of thrive off of these situations, though. They like going mano-y-mano. This is a tough matchup, though, for Norris. And, wow, big block shot on Koenig. And she got to be careful with those 2 fouls, but came through that time defensively.
I mean, Koenig took the basketball strong to the basket, but they're letting him play. There's been a lot of contact at both ends of the floor on drives into gaps versus Norwalk zone, and then drives to the basket by Norwalk versus Mansfield.
Myers eventually secures. She's headed to the free throw line. TY in front for the first time tonight. Big stuff from the freshman.
I mean, great effort to get to the offensive glass, and then a great effort to finish with contact. So Senior High gets their first lead of the basketball game here.
And the smooth lefty rims it out. So they'll stay just in front by 1. But defensively, they have really started to pick things up. Davis, though, tough shot over the top of Norris, and she comes through.
Yeah, that's the first we've heard of her for a little while. She had 8 points in the first quarter and gets a basket here halfway through. Deep 3.
From the logo, came up short.
Don't want to save it there.
And it leads to a little dish off. Hillary sets up the sophomore, and Norris puts it through as the Tigers reclaim the lead 22-21.
I mean, good hustle play at that end of the floor by Norwalk to get the rebound, but you never want to try to save the ball underneath your own basket. And that turnover is big. Gives Senior High an easy look at the basket. Now another turnover by Norwalk.
Saw Emily Koenig flying out of bounds, tried to keep it in the field of play, unsuccessful. And Tiger Nation starting to get something to cheer about here. So they're putting together a nice second quarter after they fell behind by 9 in the first. And they're getting their composure about them a little bit. They're starting to get a better feel for the zone, Joe, and the best way to attack.
And where they've had success is putting the ball into the high post to Norris. But they turn it over here.
Lady Truckers will get it inbounds to try to toss it inside to Davis.
Tried to isolate her into the post, and she had Norris on her back, just needed to make a better pass to put it inside to her.
Norris has been ultra aggressive defensively.
I mean, there's a lot of contact on the basketball right now. I mean, a lot of bumping, a lot of grabbing, a lot of holding. Norwalk would like to see a few of those called. Great cut by Davis and a great pass.
So the seesaw battle continues. Davis.
Special situations are huge in games like this, and when we talk about special situations, those are things like the ball being taken out of bounds on the baseline, your ability to score. So that's huge there for the Truckers.
Davis in traffic, gets caught up here. Bradley cut her off.
That's a great catch by Davis, though. She caught it with a lot of contact and then was able to rip it through and force the officials that they had to make the foul call.
That's going to be the second foul now.
So Davis going to the line for her first free throw attempts for the night, currently with 12 points for the Truckers.
And now with Annalise Norris over on the sideline. Trying to preserve her, Joe, with 2:02 to go here. 2 fouls. Bradley just picked up her second, so the Tigers, those two players in particular, got to watch themselves.
Davis gets a friendly bounce. Yeah, at this point with 2:02, Mansfield down by 2, you don't want to risk having your best players get a third foul here in the first half.
And for the District 6 Player of the Year, already over her season average.
Yeah, she's showing why she's the District Player of the Year right now.
Hillary looking to go to work, backs things out though to the logo. Now from the high post, another kick out. Bradley left alone, she'll pop it and get fouled. So Kirsten Bradley heading to the free throw line where she just made her last 2, and she'll get a 3-pack.
Be tough call on Emily Koenig. Just a little bit too aggressive on the checkout, and Fisher called it.
God, definitely silent here, Joe. My gosh. Heard myself thinking.
We may have to whisper here. We don't want to be too loud to disrupt this.
Get my golfing announcer voice on, Bradley. Spins it in her hand, and there it comes, and she makes the second. There's a little applause. Two for 3 on that trip for Kirsten.
Her 7th point. 4 of them coming from the free throw line with a 3.
Now the Tigers picking up full court, man-to-man. Well, they've had some success here in the second quarter. Leave an open shooter this time, though. Not this go around from the corner. And now come pushing the pace here is Smith. And a bucket. Nice take end to end. Smith's been a nice surprise for them, emerging over about the second half of the season as Bradley comes over. Great help side defense by Kirsten to come off her assignment and get all ball.
And Senior High going 2-3 zone on this baseline out of bounds. As we said the last play, they were man-to-man, and Norwalk got an easy bucket out of it.
This one launched straight away. Not close that time from the right hand of Abby. It's been really quiet Since getting a bucket early on. At the other end, Wentz rims one out. Tie up on the floor. Jump ball, possession arrow. Keeping it with the Truckers.
I mean, you can see just the aggressiveness of both teams. Any loose ball, you don't have just one person. You have 2, 3, or 4 people diving on the floor to get that loose basketball.
Hesitation move, turning in traffic. Wow. Pretty play. Kenzie Smith with a whirly bird in between a couple defenders.
And one of the things you don't want to allow if you're senior high, you can't allow somebody to dribble the length of the floor and make a move without giving up the basketball and score in a one-on-one situation. So it looks like senior high may hold here for the last shot.
At least they wanted to, and bit of a break. Wentz able to sneak that one through.
Pass.
Oh, Myers missed it, but she gets fouled. Great look that time by Monetta Hillary, the top assist artist on the squad. And then Kayana on the backside. I mean, that's on her strong hand side, too. Typically, you can put that one in.
Yeah. I mean, senior high got a little bit lucky. They tried to throw a one-handed cross-court pass that Norwalk almost took away, but fortunately, senior high was able to get it back. Hillary made great penetration and dished it to Myers, and although she missed the shot, aggressive going back and getting a second shot.
Kai splits the pair, so we're all square, and now Norwalk. See if they hold for the last. They won't. Quick shot attempt. And another jump ball is going to give it to Mansfield with 1.5 ticks. So they got a chance to get off a quick one.
I mean, great efforts by both teams to get on the floor.
Bradley on the run, one dribble, good if it goes well over top, and that takes us to the end of 2. What a game we got going between 2 of the top 3 seeds in the district. Right now, it's number 1 Norwalk 27 and number 3 TY 27 as well. Stick around for our halftime show. That'll include stats analysis and more. That's all on the way after a quick word from these awesome sponsors.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Tonight's high school basketball tournament broadcast brought to you live and free by these outstanding sponsors that you're looking at their awesome logos right now. Give a shout out to Lacey Construction. Kitchens, baths, roofing, and siding in Ashland, Ohio, an experience that you can trust. Milestone Event Center. Celebrate your milestone moments with them. They've got an awesome spot up in Norwalk. Croghan Colonial Bank strives to support, improve, and give back to the communities that they serve. That's how they help good people make good decisions. Buy Steak and Shake. Order online at the link in the description now, and you can download the Steak and Shake Reward app to receive a free specialty milkshake. Who doesn't like free? Mechanics Bank. That's better. Charter NextGen. Hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. And then also by Frito-Lay. We are driven and inspired by our purpose, food that matters for life's moments. And now, it is time for our halftime show presented by Lacey Construction. And we've got a good game going, folks. 27 each, the top seed and the number 3 seed going back and forth. I'm Brian. Joe Balogh is with me, and give me some expert coach analysis, Joe, about how these teams have got themselves to even 2 quarters in.
Well, the big difference, Norwalk has 10 field goals. Mansfield Senior has 9, but Norwalk has not made a 3, and I don't think they've really attempted as many 3s as Mansfield Senior. Mansfield Senior has 9 field goals and has made 4. So the 3-point shot has been a big difference. The other difference, I think, was that early on, there was a big foul difference.
Yeah.
But Mansfield never got to the 1-and-1, but they were still 6 of 10 from the line. Norwalk got to the 1-and-1, I think, early in the second quarter, really was unable to take advantage of it, and they are 7 of 10 from the line. The impressive thing is just how hard both teams are playing. I mean, they know what's on the line, and both teams, multiple times, loose basketballs on the floor. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls diving on the floor for a loose basketball.
And for Mansfield Senior, those 4 3-pointers looming large right now when you look on the other side. And, of course, no trifectas knocked down for Norwalk. They've taken quite a few of them. And this is a 3-point shooting team that has not put up high percentages all season long. The Tigers, on the other hand, sometimes they'll live and die by the 3. Right now they're doing a little bit more living than dying, Joe, and I think that's what's got them back into the game, along with that aggressive nature, especially defensively, as you mentioned.
Well, they banked in the 1-3, and then they went and they came down, I think, the next 2 possessions and made 3s, which were huge. For Norwalk in the second half, I think their strength has been the ability of Mosier and Brooklyn Davis, that inside presence, especially Davis in the low post, Brooklyn Mosier, or Kylie Mosier catching it in the high post and being very effective there. So it looks like it's going to maybe kind of be a battle of Norwalk's inside game and their presence, and then the ability of Norwalk to be able to defend the three-point shooting of the Mansfield Senior Tigers.
Brooklyn Davis, what a story she has been tonight. We talked about the fact she's a D2 District 6 Player of the Year. She only averages, Joe, 10.9 per game. She's got 14 already in this, really carrying the offensive load. They're looking for her. They're trying to get it down to her on the block, and when they have, great things have been happening. She hasn't even attempted a three-pointer this season. She does all of her work in the paint, 53% when she gets it in there. She's been even better than that tonight.
Well, but then the other key for Norwalk is Abby Koenig, who averages 12, only has 2. She's not made a field goal yet. She's only gotten 2 free throws. So I would think you're going to look for her to try to get going here in the third quarter. And if she gets going, that'll be a big plus for the Truckers.
Mansfield Senior, meanwhile, Kirsten Bradley, their leading scorer on the season at more than 12 per contest. She's got 7 right now, Joe. She busted the zone early, deep three from the logo. Since then, all of her points coming from the free throw line, and I feel like they've done a pretty reasonable job of keeping Kirsten in check because she's one of those really tough guards. She can shoot it from deep, also take you off the bounce.
Yep. I mean, the top of that 3-2 zone's done a good job of keeping the penetration of the guards out of the lane. Where Senior High's hurt them is putting the ball into the high post to Annalise Norris. She's made a couple shots from there and also has been effective of kicking the basketball out on a couple of those threes. So it'll be interesting to see Norwalk, how they adjust to maybe trying to keep that ball out of her hands in the high post.
Norris has 2 fouls. So does Kirsten Bradley. They were really physical, both of them, down the stretch in that second quarter, but somehow avoided picking up their third, Joe. I think that's crucial for them as we're getting ready for second half action to have both of those players available, be on the floor here to start things off, because they really have been running the offense through the high post, and if they can kick it out to Kirsten, she is their best target to not only knock down the big-time shot, but if the defense comes out too far, she can blow right by. Well,
and the other part that's going to be interesting in this game is it's gotten pretty physical. So, it'll be interesting to see how the officials call it. Are they going to let them play, or is there going to be a lot of contact? Because there's been a lot of contact on drives to the basket and attempts to finish. So that'll play a key factor here as we start the second half. So it's Norwalk Trucker basketball to start the third quarter. So as I've said in coach speak many times, Norwalk looking to get a score, a stop, and a score. Senior High looking to get a stop, score, and a stop. As you can see, they try to go right inside to Davis. Got a deflection. Again, 3 girls diving on the floor. Jump ball, and it's a Mansfield Senior Tiger basketball.
So here comes the junior stud guard, Monetta Hillary, lobbing it over to Bradley. Looking for Norris down on the block. Instead, it's going to be Maz from the corner. Overshot everything that time. And this foul is going to go against Norris, and really bad foul because that's her third just 23 seconds in.
Yeah, that foul occurred, 90 feet from the basket, and she's going to go to the bench. And they bring in Kaya Wentz, who is, we said the other night, made 5 threes against against Madison.
Josiah Smith also in there. And she's going to have to try to fill that void left by Norris in the middle.
Nice runner.
And it's Kenzie Smith.
Kenzie Smith with a nice runner. I mean, good movement there. Not necessarily by the pass, but that dribble weave causing a little bit of problem for the Tigers to defend that. And good penetration there. Right back with penetration here, though, is Hillary to the glass to finish a play. And that's one of the things the Truckers want to make sure they do, is they want to try to keep that out of the lane.
Netta's got 5 now. And the Tigers coming after him.
Yep. Coming after him really aggressive with pressure on the basketball.
Now they'll get the switch off here. Kenzie turns, and she'll pitch it to the outside. Kaya's there. stepped in between, and she goes end-to-end, came up short. Smith misses as well, and the Truckers tied up, and they're going to get the ball back. So for the Tigers, should have probably got 2 points out of that fast break. Instead, it's Norwalk basketball, and you look back at plays like that over the course of the night, and they really add up.
But, you know, again, the thing is, with both teams, how hard they're playing, a turnover there. Norwalk doesn't give up on it. They sprint, make the layup a difficult layup. Give Mansfield Senior credit. They got an offensive rebound, just not able to finish it. Norwalk uses their second timeout here, maybe just trying to settle them down a little bit, because that last possession, it seemed offensively that Norwalk just pounded the basketball a lot, and probably talking about maybe, hey, let's move the basketball a little bit, put it to where our strength is, which is into the high post or the low post. Senior High with man-to-man pressure.
Nice fake that time by Kenzie, but she's going to throw it out of bounds. Good backside pressure coming over by Kaya Wentz, forced the bad pass.
Norwalk's second turnover of the half.
So it gives the Lady Tigers the ball back. Just about 2 minutes gone by here in second half action. Wentz with some quick acceleration, whips it back to the outside. Head fake Bradley, Euro step in the bucket.
As we said, to be effective against the zone, you got to be able to pass fake, and you got to be able to shot fake. So Hillary with a good shot fake, attacked the gap and finished.
And meanwhile, back at the other end, Smith with that bump right there, picked up the personal on the floor. No shot, says the official. And so now that's 2 fouls on the Tigers as Davis somehow muscled that up and good.
Again, the ability to score in special situations. So this is the second time that Norwalk scored on a baseline out-of-bounds play.
Smith calling for it from the high post, not going to get it. As they'll work it back to Bradley.
Bradley, again, another good shot fake and a good pass.
Beautiful basketball. Smith with an easy one off the setup from Kirsten. And now Koenig lost her footing back the other way. Let's go back and check out that last play by Kirsten. Lobbing it inside and a no-look pass at that. Had a couple options. Brought a lot of defenders towards her like a magnet.
Well, they just made a substitution and they didn't let the sub get off the floor. Senior High had 6 players on the floor for about 3 seconds here.
And Myers is who just checked in. She's done most of her work from the free throw line tonight, and Kai heading back. The freshman still has one more free throw coming up. First team all District 6 selection. One of two. And they're going to stop things that look like a hair tie or something rolled out onto the floor. And I tell you, Joe, I just took a quick glance around the building. The opposite side where you can see on the camera, that's the Mansfield cheering section. It's mostly guys in blue shirts out there. And then on this home side, there's a lot of Norwalk fans. So this is a very pro-Lady Trucker crowd. And they'll have something to cheer about there as the Tigers give it away.
Well, Norwalk gave it away, and Mansfield returned the favor. But that's only Mansfield's first turnover of the second half. Norwalk has 4 here to start the second half. Mansfield man-to-man, I would anticipate you're going to look for something that put it inside to Davis if they can. side ball screen. That was a play they ran early in the game.
Molman threads it inside. What a pass. And a foul's going to be called on Monetta Hillary. Made the right play right there. Don't want to give away an easy one, as she just got a big piece of Moser's shoulder.
But you can see, which is typical with offense, if you're able to reverse the ball from one side to the other, you make the defense adjust. And usually there's an opening. So Norwalk able to find an opening there for Mosier. Misses the first free throw, stepping up to shoot the second, makes the second.
So she pulls Norwalk within 2 on our Milestone Event Center scoreboard.
And Norwalk extending their defense a little bit to a 2-2-1 three-quarter court, and then they drop back to this. Looks like now they're going 2-3 zone, which is the first that they've shown that tonight.
Went a little bit out of control. Koenig with the nice catch, falling to her backside. Truckers can't make them pay, though. Hang on to possession.
I mean, they're letting them play a lot. You saw at this end a loose ball, player really got pushed down, and then at this end, effort to the glass, getting pushed. Can pick it up. Go ahead, pick it up.
Tigers.
Mosier wasn't real sure if that was going to be an over and a back, but you can throw the ball to the back court off an out of bounds play. She just needed to grab it. And fortunately, Senior High deflected it and they were able to get it back. Myers able to cut off the boundary. Nice around the back whip, and it's going to lead to an open three. No. Nope.
Yeah, that would have been a special three-pointer.
That would have been a highlight play. Boy, Mosier all over the floor here.
Now she scoops it in transition here. Smith with the runner, and she's fouled. So Kenzie Smith to the free throw line.
Two teams just playing their hearts out right now. Both teams, I mean, the efficiency's not great, but I'm telling you what, the effort's unbelievable.
Lady Truckers pull within a point. Yes, that's now 4 team fouls on TY. And we're all back to even like we were to start quarter number 3.
Again, Norwalk extending their defense. Oh, my.
Oh, I thought they were awarding Coach David Phillips with a timeout.
A timeout.
So that's actually a foul against Davis, number 2 on her.
I mean, as physical as this game has been, they had a great trap situation there, and Senior High a little bit got bailed out on a foul there.
Tigers got them spread out with Bradley, free throw line extended. She sets the screen. Myers off the drive, bounce pass in traffic. Hillary bumped. So Netta draws the third personal here against the Truckers.
But here in the third quarter, Norwalk's going to a 2-3 zone. Now they're on baseline out of bounds. It looks like they're man-to-man out of this. See if Senior High can take advantage of it. Wow.
And all of a sudden, the foul situation just evened out, Joe. 3 on Norwalk in the last 10 seconds of gameplay.
And Kenzie Smith's third, I believe, according to the scoreboard.
It is her third indeed. Looks like Brock Mantlet electing to keep her out on the floor. As Molman comes out to guard.
I mean, again, back to that 2-3 zone they started in the second half. Hillary at the high post.
And we'll get a jump ball to keep it down at this end with the possession arrow in favor of the Lady Tigers.
I mean, Norwalk did a pretty good job of boxing out. They just did not secure that defensive rebound.
So Bradley to trigger. 2:40 to go here in the third. And a 5-second count. Just didn't get it in time.
Oh, they called timeout. They got a timeout called, so that prevents the turnover.
So a bit of a break here for the Lady Tigers as the official with the basketball, of course, called a 5-second violation. But David Phillips right in the ear of the other referee.
Yep, right in front. I mean, that's senior high's first timeout, so probably a wise timeout to, save a possession underneath your basket. Because as the game goes on and on here, each possession becomes more crucial.
Speaking of going on and on, Joe, the OH Report has been on the air for 12 consecutive hours today with some championship wrestling. We've had multiple high school basketball sectional championships. This is our 5th of the night. It's a lot of hoops.
We're working hard at this.
So we're glad that if you've been a spectator, you could hang out and watch live and free. As that one hops off the iron for Bradley. Koenig pushing ahead with the left hand, backside tipped. Davis chases it down. And now Mullen. Skying up is Kirsten for the board. Oh,
great
nice
pass,
right? And Kai, the recipient.
She's done that on a couple occasions tonight, made that assist off the drive.
Myers called for the bump here as Emily Koenig went right at her, not once but twice.
As we said, it's really gotten, on the ball defense has really gotten physical. There's a lot of contact, and as a ball handler, you'd better be able to handle some contact here in this last 2 minutes of the third and the next 8 minutes of the fourth. That side ball screen action.
Tough drive. Good bucket right there from Moser.
Kylie's showing a lot of strength there. Got bumped on the wing and then ripped the ball through and was able to finish at the basket.
Off the head fake. Everyone bites for Kirsten. Oh, sneaking in. Mans puts it through. Tigers take the lead back.
2 really nice assists on the last 2 possessions by the Tigers.
Truckers looking to match them and more as that one rims out. And knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Davis, who came flying in. And, Joe, you've talked a couple of times about just the overall effort given by both of these squads. I think that play right there, Davis, boy, she needed that break on her backside, I think, catch a quick breather. Both teams giving it all they got tonight. In what is a rare 1-3 matchup in the sectional. I've talked about it a couple of times, but this typically would be like a district championship. Didn't look like it right there with 3 turnovers in about 5 seconds and a 4th one on top. Wow. Now Bradley jump stop. Fouled. Oh, come on. And one opportunity for the junior. So good, we got to see it one more time. Delicious. Kirsten starting to come to life here offensively. 4 points in the third quarter.
And Coach Manlett getting pretty frustrated. A lot of contact prior to that play that did not get called. Good touch.
Using every inch of the rim. I think we got a technical foul. Yeah, we've got a tech on Brock. And sometimes these can unite teams, Joe, and don't always look at these as a negative like a coach did something wrong.
Well,
Though I know you don't love giving the Tigers 2 shots in the ball.
yeah, this could be huge here. I mean, really huge. 5-point game, you can extend it to 7, and then you could take it to 9 or 10 to start the fourth quarter.
Hillary taking her time at the stripe. She'll still get one more. Cashes in on the second, but more importantly, Lady Tigers going to get possession here.
And it'll be interesting with 37.5 seconds to see if the Tigers look for the last shot of the quarter. Nope.
Man short-armed it. Leaks out, Koenig tied up, jump ball. Norwalk keeps with 29 ticks.
So six-point game. This possession could be huge. It'll be interesting to see if Norwalk looks for the last shot, because if they take the last shot, they also have the first possession to start the fourth.
And they say Myers got a little handsy there. She was stride for stride with Kenzie Smith, but too much with the elbow in the back.
As we've said before, it's going to be interesting to see how officials call this here.
Quick three, launch short.
Nope.
Wentz comes away with the board, 15 seconds to go. Now down to 5 seconds. Hillary checks, crossover runner. And that's going to take us to the end of 3. Mansfield Senior with a big third quarter has got them out on top by 6.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Joe Balogh, will you kindly tell the folks at home what time it is?
Winning time.
Close enough.
It's 9:04 winning time.
All right, baby. Better known as money time.
Or money
here.
time.
There we go.
Excuse me.
It's all right,
I got
Joe.
it. I'm still a rookie. I'm learning.
Hey, winning time works too, because that's what it's all about when it comes down to the tournament. So we might want to change our motto, actually, when we get into the playoffs.
Money time. You got to make the money plays to win.
We'll see who will do it better here in the fourth quarter. Lady Tigers with the basketball. Norwalk all over them as Norris, fresh off the bench, trying to make an early impact, but she misses her first shot.
So Norwalk went back to that 3-2 zone, and that's where they hurt him, was in the high post.
Another jump ball.
Yeah, a little bit out of control going into the paint by Kenzie Smith. You just got to slow down a little bit. But Norwalk able to get the basketball back. Ooh, she had her. She had Brooklyn Davis wide open.
Koenig knifing her way through some traffic there. Draws a personal foul.
I mean, Koenig's only has 2 points, both of them from the free throw line. Third foul on Bradley.
Yeah, she's really frustrated. The leading scorer all season long as a sophomore, and not brought her best stuff tonight in the tournament. Misses both.
Yeah, free throw, those are big.
Wentz down the near side, tried to shovel past the Myers. And it got broken up. Saw Smith jump in between.
Kenzie Smith with jumping into the passing lane there, almost able to get a deflection and a steal. Hillary.
Oh, Kirsten Bradley.
Bradley, excuse me.
Rocks it from the corner. Fresh off the inbounds, largest lead of the night for either side.
Norwalk cannot panic. They just need to be patient here.
Physical take that time by Summer. And now the Tigers, with under 7 minutes to go, looking to get back to the districts for the second straight season. Kaya Wentz, same spot as Bradley, same result. Timeout taken by the Truckers.
Well, the difference tonight definitely been the three-point shooting. Mansfield Senior with 6 threes, and the Truckers not able to make a three. Although shooting the three is not Norwalk's strength. But again, there's still a lot of time. Norwalk is in the bonus, so what they probably need to do is just show some patience. Don't panic. Look to put the ball inside to Mosier and Davis, and try to make the officials make some calls down there. Stop the clock. So 12-point game right now coming out of this timeout. You're looking to get a score, and hopefully you can get this, to a 6-point game with about 3 minutes to go.
Been a big run here for the Tigers. Start things off in money time, winning time.
Senior high man-to-man defense. Norwalk running that weave. Mansfield Senior switching it.
Try to drop it off down on the block for Davis. A quick kick out. Now spinning Wentz bit. And that'll be a foul that'll lead to a 1-and-1 for Kenzie.
Foul on Kaya Wentz. And now they need to, right now when you get to the free throw line without the clock running, you need to take advantage of this. So 1-and-1 for Kenzie Smith.
Critical shot on the way. So a pressure cooker spot here for the sophomore. Converts the first, looking to get into double-figure scoring if she can bury the second, and she does.
Good stroke by Kenzie Smith there. Now Norwalk extending their pressure 2-2-1 in the full court. Trying to speed Senior High up.
And they'll force the turnover.
Force a turnover. And a foul. Foul on Kaya Wentz.
Kaya diving in there, didn't get enough of the basketball according to the official, so Kenzie Smith marching right back to where she just knocked down a couple of big free throws. And you touched on it, Joe. This was the best opportunity for Norwalk to try to ease themselves back into the contest. No time coming off the clock and potential for 2 more points.
Yep. Again, great effort by both teams getting on the floor, diving for loose basketballs. Just that Kaya Wentz kind of jumped on top of Kenzie Smith.
Give a lot of credit to this 10th grader right now.
Yeah, she's not playing like a sophomore at all. She's playing like a veteran on this team. So Coach David Phillips going to check out a freshman for a junior, 3-year starter. Yeah, Bradley coming back in with 3 fouls.
Four straight free throws made by Smith. Trims the deficit down to 8. And for the Lady Tigers, this is one of their best ball handling groups on the floor. But Bradley, fresh off the bench, gives it back. Oh my. So an unforced error right there, and Norwalk in a great position now to really pull themselves back into the game with plenty of time left.
They've been effective when they've been able to either drive the ball to the basket or stick the ball in the side, usually with Mosier.
Or how about Smith? The last 6 points all belong to her.
But Kenzie Smith kind of willing the Truckers back in this basketball game.
Timeout taken by the Tigers as they're starting to things tighten up a little bit, getting hot under the sweater, and it's because of this young lady right here, number 14. Aggressive take, left-handed finish on the right side. Pretty stuff right there. Norwalk back in business, Joe, when it just a minute ago on the game clock
it was less than a minute. I think it was like 6:09, and now they've taken a 12-point lead, and probably less than 30 seconds have cut this down to a 6-point game. So, we had just mentioned about trying to get it to 6 points with about 3 minutes ago. They've done that in about 30 seconds. So, Norwalk showing right now why they're 19-3 and the number 1 seed in this district. So, fighting like crazy, which is what tournament basketball is all about.
I've heard once or twice basketball is a game of runs, Joe, and that's definitely what Norwalk's doing right now, is putting their foot on the accelerator. Tigers looking for a response here out of the TO.
I don't know, that looked like it might have went off of Norris's leg. Tigers fortunate that they did not turn it over.
Now Hillary looking to take matters into her own hands. Hands
Norwalk,
off now for Bradley.
Norwalk coming out man-to-man now. They've been 3-2 zone for the most part, but coming out in man-to-man defense.
Norris doing some battling with Summer Molman right now. Really wanting the ball down on the block. Comes
Hillary
out. Bradley goes away from the screen. And
Bradley's been
fouled.
really good and strong getting to the basket.
And just what the Tigers needed to kind of calm things down a little bit.
Yeah. The important thing now is you got to convert free throws. When you get to the free throw line, you got to be able to make them. And the thing that Mansfield's done from the free throw line, they've gotten to the line with a lot of 2-shot free throw opportunities.
There's the last foul to give for Norwalk, team number 6. Tigers got 9, so Truckers will be in the double bonus moving forward. As Bradley sinks both, she's got 17 to lead all scorers.
Yep, big free throws.
Wentz with a piece. Not sure that was saved back in bounds, but it might work out for Norwalk. It will. Davis going to have a pair.
I mean, kind of some sloppy play there by the Truckers, but just effort plays. I mean, Mosier kind of lose out of bounds, saves it. Kenzie Smith goes and grabs it and then makes a good feed to Davis. Davis being strong with the basketball.
Senior's been kind of quiet scoring-wise in the second half after a monster first. Couple of swishes for the senior. And I see we've got a nice viewing audience accumulating now, over 350 of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. So drop us some lines, give me some comments. I'll read them on air if we get some timeouts and some clutch situations down the stretch. As things definitely starting to tighten up a little bit here at Edison. And Bradley kind of fortunate, that one kind of stuck in between her and Summer, but they take it away.
Big steal, throwing it ahead to Smith. Nice spin move.
Oh, Kenzie.
That's still going to be Norwalk basketball, though.
Oh, no, they say last touch by the Truckers. I think they're going to change this call, though, Joe. They got to, right? Clearly off of Kaya Wentz twice.
And as we said, special situations. Norwalk's called, I think, twice on baseline out of bounds. Let's see what they get here.
Heavy traffic, quick foul on the floor, but it's going to be a 2-shot foul.
Again, Norwalk's ability to get scoring opportunities on baseline out of bounds plays may play huge in the finish of this game. They didn't score there, but they get to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
They've got another one of the senior leaders out there, Moser. A little too strong with the first. She'll get one more, a chance to make it just a 5-point game midway through the fourth. Can do.
Moser gets into double figures for the night. Again, extending that pressure, 2-2-1 in the full court.
Now Hillary has to go to the floor, turns it over.
Make the pass.
Mid-range J tipped.
Offensive
Koenig.
Rebound.
Now Kenzie Smith, she has been the girl that they've been looking for offensively.
Just need to show some patience here. High posts. A little cross action. Oh.
No bucket. Swirls off the front of the rim there for Kylie.
Good play there by Norwalk.
Coach Phillips asking for the Tigers to settle in.
Don't panic here if you're Norwalk. If you're senior high, you need to get some ball movement, maybe move the ball a little bit with the pass, not use the dribble as much as they've used the last few possessions. Ball screen, they switched it. Another steal.
And now they push it ahead here. Summer can't
Missed
knock
it.
down the layup.
Wow.
My, missed opportunity there. After a bad giveaway at the other end by Monetta. But you gotta sink those if you're the senior, Summer Molman.
You need to make that layup. But again, baseline out of bounds. Norwalk's been very, very effective here.
Fresh into the game, quick shot off the bank. It's open for Emily Koenig.
3-point game with under 3 minutes. Momentum seems to switch a little bit back to Norwalk here. And senior high calling a timeout. Full timeout.
Awesome finish that we are in for here. The number 3 seed and the top seed in Norwalk.
I mean, you got to be impressed with just how hard both of these teams are playing. They know what's on the line, a chance to advance to the district tournament, a chance to win a sectional title and cut down the nets. 2 really good basketball teams just playing their hearts out right now.
There's the end of that last shot put up by Emily Koenig, who, I mean, she just stepped in the game after sitting the entire duration of the fourth up to this point, and no hesitation, Joe. I love it. The 12th grader, she's like, hey, this is my last opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to take matters in my own hands.
Yeah, it's as a spectator, you sit here and you're like, man, it's going to be hard for one of these teams to lose, but somebody's got to advance and somebody's got to go home.
Student section for Norwalk asking their squad to D up right now.
And Norwalk in man-to-man defense. Deflection, dive on the floor.
Oh, my gosh.
Loose basketball.
Koenig had it tipped out of her hands.
Smith.
Kenzie pulls him within 1. Tigers coming unraveled a little bit as the defense.
Again, another turnover.
Burning hot right
Davis.
now. Come on. Davis gives them the lead. They're first in the second half. Another timeout taken by the Tigers. The Truckers rocking and rolling right now, turning defense into offense. Back-to-back giveaways by Mansfield and 2 huge buckets for Norwalk.
I mean, Norwalk just does not quit. They have not quit. Now, if you're senior high, you got to try to settle down and just handle this pressure because Norwalk's amped up. They've got a great student section here that's amped up. Mansfield basketball out of bounds, 51-50 with a minute 55 to go, and Norwalk into that 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure where they're putting a lot of pressure on the basketball and looking to get a trap.
The lone senior on the roster, Kyle Wentz, with the kick out here. A lot of varsity minutes and experience out on the floor right now for the Tigers.
I mean, both teams have multiple players that can make plays.
Bradley just lost her footing, snatched away by Davis. Bodies all over the floor, so much contact, no whistle ever came. And now Smith has it poked away. A lot to unpack here, Joe.
Wow. I mean, that last possession, there could have been 3 or 4 fouls called. Couple looked like tackles in the open field, but they're letting them play, and you got to give right now. You got to give these players a lot of credit because they are holding their composure.
Koenig was left all alone, took her off guard, I think, a bit.
Yeah, drove kind of into a bad spot, was fortunate to get out of that.
Coach Phillips saying, what are we doing defensively? A couple of girls wide open.
And I think if you're Norwalk, you got to look to go inside to Mosier or Davis. Wow.
Hillary coming backside. She thought she had a clean theft and was going to be headed in for an easy one. Second look on our Steak and Shake replay. I think Koenig really sold that.
Yeah, but it's been so physical though here. I mean, there have been, there's multiple possessions that you could have called fouls, but it's going to come down to free throw shooting here for the Truckers.
So Abby, who's done all of her work from the free throw line tonight.
Yep, she is cool customer right now.
2 monster free throws, and the run continues here for Norwalk. Can the Tigers get it together, find some composure, and get a big basket?
I mean, this is a big, big possession.
Tough shot on the runner, the
big
freshman.
Offensive rebound, the freshman. Bouncing around the rim. Davis with a huge rebound.
And she's going to get fouled. What a turnaround here for Norwalk. Brooklyn Davis ripping it away there from Manetta Hillary. And she's walking up to the free throw line right now with arguably the 2 biggest free throws of her career on the way. I mean, the buzzards were circling, Joe, looking at Norwalk just a few minutes ago on the clock, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's really come unglued for the Tigers. I don't know how many turnovers they got in this fourth quarter, but it's at least 6, 7, 8.
Well, they got 8 here in the second half, and most of them have been here in the fourth.
And Norwalk, to their credit, capitalizing. Sinks them both. 5-point cushion now. And just every pass for Mansfield looks dangerous, looks scary.
Oh, wow, what a play.
Because Norwalk's all over it.
I mean, Norwalk has not stopped playing aggressive, even as they got in this 5-point lead. The important thing here is you do not want to foul and let Senior High try to score at the clock. Still play aggressive, but be aggressive without fouling.
Hillary steps
Tough
up.
three.
Back
Tough three.
iron.
Brooklyn Davis with an unbelievable rebound.
And she's tied up, Joe. They're going to call jump. Looked like she lost her balance. And then
probably one of those situations where you needed to use a timeout, but 9.6 seconds. Just don't foul here.
Kirsten Bradley off the backboard. And another jump ball, of course, is going to go in Norwalk's favor now, and they can smell it. already the best season in program history in terms of wins. And
no, you're good. You're good.
looking for number 20 here as they take a timeout. Gosh, look at the emotion.
Wow. I mean, this is why this is a great time of the year. It's high school basketball. You feel bad for senior high, but you gotta love the grit and toughness of this Norwalk Trucker squad. They have just fought their way back in this game to get a 5-point lead with just under 10 seconds to go in the game.
It has been something to watch, and I'm probably, when I get home tonight, going to go back and watch this fourth quarter to see how it all just unfolded here with Norwalk turning up the heat defensively. That's been the story.
I mean, there's been a lot of different players, but I think the one player that you look at right now is Kenzie Smith. She has just kind of willed the Truckers to play. I mean, they got a foul. They're not going to even foul. And the Truckers win it.
Sectional champions, the Norwalk Lady Truckers advance. They survive after being down double figures with a huge fourth quarter. We are going to step aside and be back for the special presentation of the net cutting ceremony, and we'll have plenty more action, including an MVP interview. Might have to have a couple of candidates. Great game by Davis, great game by Smith. That's all on the other side.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred.
Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Tonight's high school basketball tournament action brought to you live and free by our amazing sponsors, including Frito-Lay. We are driven and inspired by our purpose, food that matters for life moments. Charter NextGen, hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. Mechanics Bank, that's better. Steak and Shake, order online at the link in the description and download the Steak and Shake Rewards app to receive a free specialty milkshake now. Croghan Colonial Bank, strive to support, improve, and give back to the community that they serve. That's how they help good people make good decisions. Milestone Event Center, celebrate your milestone moments with them at Milestone. Lacey Construction, kitchens, baths, roofing, and siding in Ashland, Ohio, also with locations in Norwalk. It's an experience that you can trust. And with that, we will welcome you into the post-game show presented by Lacey Construction. Done right and on time, and that's exactly what Norwalk did tonight. In the fourth quarter, Joe, that was quite a comeback. Unbelievable finish to this one that I'm still trying to figure out how it all went down.
Well, first of all, it was an extremely physical basketball game. Both, as we mentioned several times throughout the game, just how hard both teams played. I mean, when there was a loose basketball on the floor, 50-50 basketball, there was not just one or two people going for it. There were three or four. But, you know, Norwalk being 19-3, they just, I guess you use the old adage, they just found a way to win. They were determined. They were not going to lose. They played with tremendous energy for 32 minutes. And then the sign of a good team down the stretch, they got to the free throw line. And I believe for the second half, I got them going 14 of 18 from the free throw line. Outstanding effort.
And we'll take a look at the final stats of the game, brought to you by Lacey Construction. And both teams, 17 field goals. The 6 made three-pointers looked like they were going to be huge for Mansfield Senior, but they gave all of those points back, Joe, with the 16 giveaways down the stretch. Half of their turnovers basically coming in the fourth quarter, where they allowed Norwalk's aggressiveness to really turn into a big-time comeback where I don't know exactly what the count was in the fourth, but they took it to the Tigers.
Yeah, and, you know, even when they got the lead, they did not stop being aggressive. They still stayed after it, and they did a tremendous job, you know, in that last 2 minutes of playing aggressive without fouling. I mean, Mansfield Senior did not get to the bonus, I believe, in either half. Correct. And the advantage Mansfield had in the first half was they got to the line and were shooting two-shot free throws. You know, the strength and aggressiveness of Norwalk was just outstanding.
Yeah, there's no question that these girls, they came to play in the fourth quarter. They wanted it just a little bit more, and it was a nice mixture of the veterans, the seniors stepping up and making some big plays, along with the sophomores, Joe. So I think that's why we've decided to have dual MVPs tonight. Kenzie Smith, we thought, kind of took control of the game early in the fourth quarter, jump-started what would be a big-time Lady Trucker comeback, and then how can you overlook the performance by Brooklyn Davis and what the senior brought to the table? Got the scoring started early. Second and third quarter, she didn't do a lot in terms of that, but she finished the night with a game high in points, more than 20 on the night, and here she is stepping up. Expect a huge ovation for her when she cuts down her little chunk of the net.
Yeah, I think the strength of Norwalk was the play of Mosier and Davis in the paint. They were a really good combination, especially early, but then just the toughness and grit of Kenzie Smith, kind of willed this team, I think, to win. So a big sectional final win for the Truckers, and going into the district with a lot of momentum to play a very good Shelby team.
So here is what is coming up on the horizon. Mansfield Senior wrapping up their season 18-6 sectional runners-up, and so close to tasting another trip to districts. Would have been the second straight year for them for the first time in more than 25 years. Norwalk survive, advance. They get the number 4 seed in Shelby, a team that we saw a little bit earlier, Joe. And for the Lady Whippets, they might want to bring it a little bit more in terms of the energy and the intensity, because I tell you what, this Norwalk team tonight, they were on a much different level than, in my opinion, what we saw in the first game.
I would definitely agree, and I guess the thing being is that energy started from the opening tip and was throughout the game. So even when things were not going Norwalk's way, they played with that same kind of intensity. And I guess one of the things as a coach you talk about many times, I mean, my players heard this probably every day in practice. There's 2 things you can control. You can control with the effort that you play with and the energy you play with. You're not always going to get the result that you want, but if you play with great energy and great effort, usually you're going to get the result you want. And I think if you take a look tonight, they played with great energy and effort for 32 minutes, and it wasn't till about minute 30 that they were able to take the lead and get the result that they wanted.
And here's Brock with the last cut of the net. Boy, what a feeling that's got to be, because
this, as we mentioned before, this is a game that you would expect to be playing in the district semi or the district final, and not a typical sectional final game. So you got to give Coach Manlett and his Lady Truckers a lot of credit tonight with how they responded to adversity and fought through it.
Yeah, they earned this one here tonight with a monumental fourth-quarter comeback. So they're styling, getting ready for the team photo as sectional champions with a team record 20 wins and potentially counting again. This is the favorite to emerge from this district. So they got the best shot of the Tigers, at least through 3.5 quarters. They were able to survive, and now potentially a lot more on the horizon for this Norwalk team. And a very supporting community. I know that Edison, not that far from Norwalk compared to Mansfield, but boy, did they turn out. They were full on this side and then took up about half of the other side too, Joe.
And that's what tournament basketball is about, is getting an opportunity to play in front of an enthusiastic crowd like this. But, if you're the community of Norwalk and you've watched these girls play all year, I would be excited about coming to see them play every night, because the one thing that is they're going to play extremely hard, and they're going to play hard and play hard together. And that was shown tonight by the Truckers.
Piece of history for them. They got to take with them tonight. All the ladies with a little chunk of the net. And there's Coach with the net firmly around his neck. He's pointing up here. Hey, there comes our 2 MVPs. So we will step aside, take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back with those 2 young ladies.
Are you looking for a solid career, job security, great pay, and rapid advancement? An important role with a global leader that invests in state-of-the-art technology, develops world-class solutions, and is committed to a cleaner tomorrow? Yeah, we have just what you're looking for.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I was soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred.
Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
We're here with our Croghan Colonial Bank MVPs, Kenzie Smith and Brooklyn Davis. Wow, what a game. I guess, Kenzie, give me a little feel for, you guys were down there in the third. Things didn't look so bright. I guess tell me a little bit about, you know you're only a sophomore, but you don't play like a sophomore. Tell me a little bit about how you willed your team to win.
I think when we got up and we pressed and we knew that we could pressure them and stop their ball handling and not let them score for a little bit, then we could get it back. And we just had heart. That's what it was. We had all heart, and we knew that we could get it back.
Well, you know, it was a very, very physical basketball game.
Yes, it was.
Tell me about just kind of how you were able to hold yourself together and hold your team together in some of those difficult situations where you got knocked down to the floor, nothing was called, and you guys just kept playing.
We knew we just had to get back up, and we knew they were going to be physical going into it. We had a hard week of practice and made sure we had a lot of pressure on us and having people play defense crazy because we knew that's what was coming in. So we were just ready for it and ready to come back from it.
I thought you guys made some really great adjustments defensively.
Mm-hmm.
You played, I guess, like a 1-2-2, 3-2 zone to try to keep their penetration out of the lane. Then you extended your defense a little bit into a 2-2-1 and trapped them, and then, just kind of late in the game locked them down in your man-to-man defense. So talk a little bit about that.
Our defense is how we always go into every game. We know defense wins games, and so we had to go in and give it all we had.
Well, let's turn it over to Brooklyn a little bit. Kenzie, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Brooklyn, you were a big force inside offensively, especially early in the game. And then down the stretch, I thought you were just huge, especially on the defensive glass. So talk a little bit about your play in the first half and then down the stretch, just that toughness of rebounding the basketball.
I think definitely in the first half, my teammates were passing it. We were looking for the open passes. And I just happened to be open at that time. But towards the second half, they started closing in on me and started face guarding me, so then my teammates had to step up, and they did. That's exactly what they did. And they started making shots when I was getting guarded, so I have to thank for them. And
down the stretch, I mean, well, throughout the game, you guys were 21 of 28 from the line. Down the stretch, you were, I think in the second half, 14 of 18. And you were key in that run. I think you were 4 for 4 late in the basketball game. Talk a little bit about feeling any pressure when you got to the free throw line, or is that just something that you kind of want to be the person that's there when those situations happen?
Well, my coaches, they're always telling all of us that the little shots count. We have to make our free throws, we have to make our bunnies, and just you have to relax when you're up there and shoot them and just not think about everything that's happening, just think about your shot at the moment.
And I think the other thing that impressed me the most is the number of times that the ball was loose on the floor. It wasn't just one person, wasn't just two. There were many times there were 3 people that got on the floor, and I guess the impressive thing is just about you guys' will to win this basketball game.
Yeah, we went into this knowing it was going to be a hard game, and we had to be scrappy. We just had to be everything. We had to get out on shooters. We had to rebound well. We just had to play our hearts out for this.
Well, and I thought you guys played with extreme effort and a lot of toughness for 32 minutes. So congratulations to both of you. Best of luck as you get into district play against Shelby next week.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so our co-MVPs presented by Croghan Colonial Bank. Awesome interviews, girls. Appreciate them giving us the time here, Joe. And, man, just give me some final thoughts on how things came to a close here tonight with the Tigers looking like they were almost a shoo-in to move on to the district, and then all of a sudden, it was like a minute later in the game, Norwalk's just one possession behind.
Well, I think it was maybe with like 3:09. Was it a double-digit lead for the Tigers? And we talked about. Well, no, I think it was 6:09. They had a double-digit lead, and we talked about what Norwalk needs to do is try to get this to a 6-point game with like 3 minutes, and I think it was in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty
it
quick.
It became a 6-point game, and then Norwalk just kind of rode that momentum. I mean, they fought for that 30 seconds, got themselves back in it, and then they just fought, and they never let up, and really played with a high level of intensity for 32 minutes. And when you have a team that can do that, there's a lot of good things that could happen for you.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to the Tigers, too, because for 3.5 quarters, I mean, they were more than in it, Joe. They were the aggressor there in the second and third. They had to come from behind. They dug themselves a deep hole, and they played a little bit harder for chunks in this game. However, at the end, when it mattered the most, money time, as we call it here on the OH Report, who was cashing checks? How about the number 1 seed?
Yeah, I mean, they're the number 1 seed for a reason, and when you come into tournament play, you don't expect to have to play the number 3 seed in the sectional final. So this district's extremely tough. I mean, I know Senior High is going home. They're disappointed with the loss tonight, but they can't be disappointed with the season that they had. 18-6, first OCC title in school history.
Right.
And you're not, you walk out of here disappointed, but you look back. You lost to a really good basketball team tonight. You were not upset by somebody that you should have beaten. You played your hearts out, and unfortunately for you, things just did not go your way down the stretch. Got to give the Norwalk Truckers a lot of credit.
I'll give one piece of silver lining to all you Tigers fans out there. You graduate just one player off this team. She come off the bench tonight, so you get pretty much everybody back. You've got some stud freshmen that are going to continue to emerge, and then that junior class is going to be seniors next year. They're going to be 4-year starters, Joe, 3 of them. You've got an unbelievably bright future ahead of you.
Yep, and you would hope, after you take a week or so here, that they're going to be highly motivated to get back to this situation and try to fight, because they've already gotten a chance to play in the district and they know what that's about. And once you get to the district tournament, anything can happen.
Well, that is going to wrap up our coverage from Edison tonight. The doubleheader in the books and 13 straight hours of coverage by the OH Report, all but done now, as you have seen not 1, 2, 3, or even 4, but 5 sectional championship games live and free after like 6 straight hours of wrestling this morning at the K-Mac Championship. So nobody brings it to you quite like us, and we're glad to have you throughout the entire journey. Got to thank our incredible crew for help making it happen. How about Adam Thompson, who put in some heavy lifting this morning at the K-Mac Championship Wrestling, making all the graphics for us on these games here tonight. Travis Barty, Hayden Gray back at the OH Report headquarters holding it down for us, too, over at Buckeye Central today, and Jory Hollenbeck, who is down at Mount Gilead tonight. To all of our generous sponsors, got to give some love to. How could you not include Frito-Lay in the mix? Without Charter Next Gen, Mechanics Bank, Steak and Shake, Croghan Colonial Bank, Milestone Event Center, and Lacey Construction, we would not be here and be able to give you the action live and free as we do. So for my crew here in Edison tonight, Justin Wilson on the camera, Joe Balogh as my color commentator, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long, and we'll see you Monday for an all-new episode of the OH Report video podcast. Till then, enjoy your Sunday, folks.